The sky was alive with fire and light. The enemy fleet had fully descended into Earth's atmosphere. Massive ships moving in perfect formation, their engines glowing like molten stars. Cities trembled under their weight, but humans stood firm. They had survived, adapted, and now it was time to fight. Jake ran along the cracked streets, rallying the soldiers and civilians. This is it. Stick to the plan. Move in coordinated teams. Protect the civilians and hit the enemy weak points. His voice carried over the chaos, sharp and commanding. Humans listened. They had no choice but to act, and they would act as one. Above them, the alien girl hovered silently. Her silver hair shimmered, and her glowing eyes scanned the battlefield. She did not interfere directly. Instead, she projected guidance in Jake's mind. Energy flows, enemy weak points, attack sequences. Humans had learned to interpret her subtle instructions, and now they acted with confidence. The first wave of enemy ships fired beams that tore through the clouds and streets. Buildings collapsed, debris rained down, and panic threatened to return. But humans were ready. Engineers activated energy shields, soldiers fired coordinated bursts, and civilians moved through safe corridors as planned. Every person had a role. Every choice mattered. Jake spotted a squad trapped by a falling building. Without hesitation, he ran forward, dodging enemy fire. Using debris as cover, he lifted heavy rubble with help from 2 civilians. The squad was saved, and the humans cheered briefly, but the battle was far from over. The alien girl raised her hand, creating a soft field that accelerated human reactions in critical zones. Soldiers moved faster, dodged beams more effectively, and engineers completed repairs on energy barriers with lightning speed. Humans were fighting like an evolved force, blending courage, skill, and alien guidance. From the sky, a massive enemy flagship descended directly toward the city center, its weapons charged, creating a low hum that resonated through every street. Jake knew the first strike would be devastating, if not countered perfectly. Use the energy traps, shield barriers, aim for the weak points in formation. Jake shouted. Humans responded immediately. Soldiers fired synchronized bursts. Engineers redirected energy flows to deflect the beam, and civilians evacuated in coordinated patterns. The flagship's attack was neutralized, but just barely. Sparks and debris fell across the city, and Jake could feel the tension rise. Above, smaller enemy drones swarmed, probing the human defenses. Soldiers and civilians acted as one. They created traps, guided each other through danger, and struck back with precision. Jake realized something profound. Humanity had adapted to the impossible. They had learned courage, coordination, and strategy under pressure. The alien girl's eyes flickered with pride. She had not intervened directly. She had allowed humans to fight their own battle, to prove their spirit. Every victory, every small act of bravery, reinforced the HFY theme. Humans were capable of facing overwhelming odds, not just with technology, but with courage and intelligence. Suddenly, the flagship fired another massive energy beam, targeting the city's central hub. Jake and his squad ran toward the hub, coordinating shields, traps, and defensive lines. Engineers worked frantically to redirect energy flows. Soldiers created human chains to evacuate civilians efficiently. The beam struck, but humans adapted in real time. Using combined energy shields, tactical strikes, and improvisation, they redirected it into the sky, where it harmlessly exploded. Jake exhaled, exhilarated and exhausted. The city had survived the first massive strike of the final battle. But the enemy fleet was not finished. Ships swarmed from all directions, and Jake realized the battle would continue for hours, maybe days. Humans were no longer passive. They had adapted, evolved, and fought as a single, unified force. Their courage and intelligence were their greatest weapons. The alien girl floated above, silent but vigilant. She would return if humans truly needed her. But for now, this was humanity's moment. Jake clenched his fists, determination blazing in his eyes. "They think we are weak," he shouted to the assembled humans. "They think they can destroy us. But they don't know humanity yet. We will fight. We will survive. And we will win." The clash had begun. The city trembled under the fury of war, but humans had awakened. They were no longer victims. They were fighters, leaders, and protectors of their planet. The final battle for Earth had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. The city was engulfed in chaos. Enemy ships streaked across the skies, beams cutting through buildings, and the ground shook beneath the relentless assault. Smoke and fire filled the streets. But humans were no longer panicked. They had adapted, trained, and learned to act as one under the alien girl's guidance. Jake sprinted across a shattered street, coordinating squads. Soldiers fired energy pulses at drones, while engineers reinforced energy shields. Civilians moved calmly, guiding the injured and operating defensive devices. Every human had a role. Every action mattered. Above the city, the alien girl hovered silently. Her eyes glimmered like twin stars as she projected holographic guidance into Jake's mind. But she did not directly control the battle this time. Humans were fighting independently, using her lessons to outsmart the enemy. Jake's eyes locked on the massive flagship at the center of the swarm. It had been the source of the fiercest attacks. Until now, humans had barely managed to deflect its energy beams. But now, a plan was forming. We can use their own energy against them. Jake shouted into his communicator. Engineers amplified the shields and redirect their energy beams into the drones around them. Soldiers target weak points while the drones are distracted. The plan was risky, but humans acted immediately. Engineers combined alien energy flows with human ingenuity to create a massive energy reflection grid. Soldiers aimed precisely, firing at the enemy drones while the redirected beams caused chaos in the enemy formation. The first strike succeeded. Drones exploded midair, crashing into enemy ships, causing confusion. Civilians watched from a distance, awe on their faces. Humans had found a way to turn the tide, using intelligence, courage, and quick thinking. Jake realized the key moment had arrived. He led a squad to a vantage point overlooking the flagship. Using the alien girl's holographic projections, they identified weak energy conduits along the ship's hull. Target those points. Hit them all at once. Jake commanded. Soldiers synchronized their attacks perfectly. Energy pulses struck the designated conduits, and sparks flew. The flagship shook violently, its shields flickering. The alien girl observed silently, a soft hum vibrating in Jake's mind. You have adapted. You are ready. Emboldened, humans press the advantage. Soldiers use rapid maneuvers. Civilians operated support devices, and engineers continuously repaired barriers. The enemy fleet, which had seemed unstoppable, began to falter under the human-coordinated assault. From above, smaller enemy drones attacked, but humans had learned to anticipate. Energy traps, reflective shields, and coordinated strikes kept them at bay. The humans were no longer reacting. They were controlling the flow of battle. Jake noticed a group of young soldiers trapped near a collapsing building. Without hesitation, he led a daring rescue, dodging enemy fire and using energy barriers as cover. They were saved and morale surged. Humans realized they could survive, even thrive, under impossible odds. The flagship attempted another massive beam attack, aimed at the city center. Jake and his team calculated the trajectory quickly, redirecting the energy using the grid. The beam harmlessly detonated in the sky, taking out several enemy drones in the process. For the first time, humans were gaining the upper hand. The alien girl's influence remained subtle but crucial. She had trained them, guided them, and now they were executing with precision and courage. Jake looked around at the city below. The streets were damaged, but humans moved with purpose. Civilians helped soldiers. Engineers repaired and adapted, and the combined force was unstoppable. Humanity had become a living, breathing organism, capable of strategy, courage, and adaptability. The flagship faltered again, sparks flying along its hull. The swarm of enemy ships began to retreat slightly, their attacks losing coordination. Humans had turned the tide, not through brute force, but through intelligence, courage, and unity. Jake clenched his fists, exhilarated but aware of the danger still looming. We've taken the first step, he shouted. The fight is far from over, but we've shown them who we are. Humanity is ready. Above, the alien girl hovered, her glow soft but unwavering. She had not fought for them, but she had awakened the true strength of humanity. They had adapted, learned, and now they were proving their worth in the ultimate battle. The city remained tense, the enemy regrouping, but the message was clear. Humans had evolved. They could face the impossible, and with courage, intelligence, and unity, they could win. Jake looked to the stars, knowing the enemy was still out there. But he also knew something greater. Humans had awakened, and with the alien girl's lessons, they would continue to rise, fight, and survive. The turning point had arrived. Humanity was no longer just defending. They were fighting back, and the final chapter of this battle was approaching. The city trembled under the enemy fleet's relentless assault. Smoke, fire, and energy beams filled the skies. The massive flagship loomed above the city center, its hull glowing with deadly energy. For weeks, humanity had fought with courage and ingenuity, but now it was time for the ultimate strike. The attack that could decide the fate of Earth. Jake stood on a high vantage point, overlooking the battlefield. Soldiers, engineers, and civilians worked in perfect coordination. Shields were positioned, energy traps charged, and every weapon readied. The alien girl hovered nearby, her silver hair shimmering, eyes glowing with calm intensity. She would guide, but this time, humans would deliver the decisive blow. Everyone listen. Jake shouted, "We've survived every wave. Now it's our turn. Follow the plan exactly. Focus on the weak points. Trust each other. Humanity is not backing down." The human squads moved in synchronization. Engineers amplified energy grids, reflecting enemy beams. Soldiers targeted weak points identified by the alien girl's projections. Civilians coordinated safe zones and repaired temporary barriers in real time. Every action counted. Every moment was critical. The flagship fired its massive beam at the city's central hub. Jake activated the energy redirection system, sending the beam harmlessly into the sky. Sparks flew, but humans held their ground. They were ready, and the first challenge of the final strike had succeeded. Jake led a strike team toward the flagship. Using alien guidance, they identified the main energy conduits powering its weapons. Soldiers fired coordinated energy pulses. Engineers destabilized the conduits, and civilians assisted in clearing paths through debris and enemy drones. Every strike was precise, every movement calculated. Above the city, smaller enemy ships tried to regroup, but humans anticipated their movements. Energy traps detonated, drones were redirected, and coordinated attacks disrupted the enemy formation. For the first time, humans were dictating the pace of battle, rather than reacting. Jake focused on the flagship's weak points. Now, all units fire simultaneously. Energy pulses erupted in perfect synchronization. Sparks flew across the flagship's hull. Its shields flickered, and the massive ship shuddered violently. The enemy fleet faltered under precision and bravery of humans united. The alien girl raised her hand slightly, projecting a subtle field that accelerated human reactions in critical zones. Soldiers dodged beams, engineers repaired barriers instantly, and civilians guided escape routes with flawless timing. Humans were unstoppable, their courage amplified by unity and alien guidance. The flagship fired another beam, this time directly at Jake's squad. Time seemed to stretch for a moment as energy beams arced toward them. Jake's heart pounded, but he remembered the alien girl's lessons. Adapt, trust, act together. Using energy barriers and rapid maneuvers, they deflected the attack and continued their assault. Finally, the flagship groaned, sparks flying from its hull. The combined human attack had damaged its core systems. Soldiers fired the final coordinated strikes. Engineers overloaded the conduits, and civilians monitored and maintained defenses. With a blinding explosion, the flagship was destroyed, fragments scattering into the sky. The remaining enemy ships faltered, disorganized and vulnerable. Humans pressed the advantage, targeting them systematically. One by one, the enemy fleet retreated, leaving Earth's skies slowly clearing. Jake looked around, breathing heavily but exhilarated. The city was battered, streets scarred, and buildings damaged, but humanity had prevailed. Humans had survived impossible odds, adapted, and struck decisively. They had proven their courage, intelligence, and unity. The alien girl hovered silently, her eyes glowing softly. She had not fought for them, but she had awakened their potential. Humans had learned to face the impossible. to fight together, and to trust themselves. Her mission was complete for now. Jake turned to the people around him. Soldiers, engineers, and civilians all looked tired but triumphant. "We did it," he said, voice trembling with emotion. "Earth is safe now. We fought as one. We survived. We won." Above, the alien girl gave a subtle nod, a hum resonating in Jake's mind. "You've proven yourselves. The future is yours." The city began to recover. Humans rebuilt, learned, and prepared for whatever came next. The battle had awakened something greater than weapons or technology. It had awakened the human spirit. Courage, intelligence, and unity had triumphed over a superior alien force. And somewhere beyond the stars, the remnants of the enemy fleet regrouped. They would return, but Earth was no longer defenseless. Humanity had awakened, and now they had proven they could fight, survive, and win. Jake looked up at the night sky, stars twinkling like distant beacons. "We are ready," he whispered. Humanity had not just survived. They had evolved, grown stronger, and learned that together there was nothing they could not face. The universe had shifted. The alien girl had stopped time. Humanity had risen, and the battle for Earth had reached its climax. But beyond the stars, new challenges waited. Humanity had proven itself once, but the adventure and the fight for survival was only beginning. The skies over Earth were calm for the first time in weeks. The enemy fleet had been defeated, or at least driven into retreat, but the city bore the scars of battle. Streets were cracked, buildings damaged, and smoke lingered in the air. Yet amidst the destruction, humanity was alive, stronger, and united. Jake walked through the city, observing the aftermath. Soldiers repaired defenses, engineers rebuilt energy shields, and civilians cleared rubble and cared for the injured. Everywhere, there was a sense of purpose and hope. Humans had survived the impossible, and in doing so, they had discovered courage and resilience they never knew existed. The alien girl hovered silently above the city. She had not interfered in the final strike, allowing humans to lead. Her eyes glimmered softly, observing, approving. Her mission had been more than to save humans. It had been to awaken their potential, and she had succeeded. Jake approached a group of young engineers studying the alien technology left behind. "You've done amazing work," he said. "This knowledge, it could change everything for us. We've learned how to adapt, how to fight, and how to survive. And it's only the beginning." The alien girl's presence seemed to hum in response, as if agreeing. She projected a soft holographic message visible only to Jake. "Earth is ready. Humanity is ready. But the universe is vast and challenges will return." Indeed, far beyond the solar system, the remnants of the enemy fleet were regrouping. They had underestimated humans before, but now they had witnessed a force stronger than they had imagined. Earth had become a planet that would fight back and win. Jake looked to the stars, feeling both pride and responsibility. Humanity had grown. They had faced the impossible, fought together, and survived. Yet he knew the peace was temporary. The universe was vast, full of unknown threats, and their journey had only just begun. In the city, celebrations were muted but heartfelt. Families reunited, soldiers embraced, and engineers shared their triumphs. Stories of courage and clever strategies spread quickly. Humans were telling their own story now, not as victims, but as survivors and warriors. Jake met the alien girl one last time atop the tallest building. "You've given us a gift," he said. "You've shown us what we can be." She tilted her head, her eyes glowing softly. No words were spoken, but Jake understood. She had believed in humanity, guided them, and now it was up to them to continue growing. "Will you return?" Jake asked. Her gaze shifted to the stars. Then, slowly, she ascended, disappearing into the night sky. Her mission was complete, for now, but her presence, her lessons, and her trust remained embedded in the hearts of every human who had fought. Jake turned to look at the city below. Humanity had proven its courage, intelligence, and unity. They had survived impossible odds and emerged stronger. But the universe was vast, full of unknown challenges, and Earth had only scratched the surface of what lay ahead. In that moment, humanity had changed. They were no longer a passive species, vulnerable to alien threats. They were fighters, innovators, and protectors of their world. And though the alien girl had left, her guidance remained in every strategy, every act of courage, and every human heart. As Jake looked at the stars one final time, he whispered, "We are ready for whatever comes next." Somewhere in the darkness of space, the enemy fleet silently observed Earth, aware now of the planet's strength. They were planning, regrouping, and preparing for another encounter. But Earth was no longer the same. Humanity had awakened, and they were ready to defend their world, their people, and their future. The alien girl had stopped time, changed everything, and inspired a new era. Humanity had survived the impossible, discovered its true potential, and begun a journey that would take them across the stars. The universe was vast, dangerous, and full of surprises, but humans were ready. And in the quiet after the battle, a new story began. The story of humanity no longer defined by fear, but by courage, ingenuity, and an unbreakable spirit. Weeks had passed since the final battle. The city was alive again, with humans rebuilding, training, and adapting to their new reality. Humanity had survived impossible odds, faced an alien invasion, and learned the true meaning of courage, unity, and ingenuity. Jake stood on a hill overlooking the city, the sunset painting the sky in fiery reds and golds. He could see people moving with purpose, soldiers training, engineers experimenting with alien technology, and civilians helping wherever they were needed. Humanity had grown stronger, and it showed in every action. The alien girl's presence lingered in subtle ways, a faint hum, a guiding projection only Jake could sense. She had left Earth to recover and observe, but she had planted seeds of knowledge, courage, and unity that humans could carry forward. Jake's communicator beeped. A new signal had been detected, originating far beyond the solar system. The alien fleet that had been defeated was regrouping, but something else, something unknown, was also moving through the stars. The data was fragmented, mysterious, and unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. This is new," Jake murmured. "We've fought them, yes, but something else, something bigger is coming." The alien girl appeared in his mind, a soft, glowing presence. "You are ready, but the universe is vast. Beyond what you have faced lies challenges, and wonders you cannot yet imagine." Jake turned to his squad of human leaders and engineers. "We've survived the impossible. We've learned, grown, and adapted. But out there, something is moving. We don't know what it is, but we'll face it together. Humanity is ready to step into the stars." The city below buzzed with preparations. Engineers were analyzing alien technology. Soldiers were forming coordinated defense and exploration units. And civilians were learning new skills to support the planet's readiness. Humanity was no longer passive. There were explorers, fighters, and innovators. Jake looked at the night sky, stars twinkling like distant beacons. Somewhere out there, in the vast unknown, new challenges waited. Perhaps new civilizations, powerful enemies, or mysteries beyond imagination. But humanity had awakened. They had courage, intelligence, and unity. They would survive. They would adapt. The alien girl's voice echoed softly in Jake's mind. "Your journey has only begun. The universe calls. Will you answer?" Jake's eyes shone with determination. "Yes, we will answer." A fleet of human ships, built from combined alien and human technology, began assembling in orbit. Their purpose was clear: to explore, to defend, and to prepare for whatever lay ahead. Humanity was no longer confined to a single planet. They were a rising force in the cosmos. Across the city, children looked up at the stars, dreaming of adventures, discoveries, and a universe waiting to be explored. Adults worked tirelessly to ensure their survival and success, inspired by the courage they had discovered in themselves during the battles. Jake stood at the forefront of this new era, watching the first human fleet prepare for launch. Humanity had survived invasion, adapted to alien technology, and proven their courage. Now, they were stepping beyond Earth, ready to meet whatever awaited them among the stars. The alien girl hovered one final time, her silver hair glowing softly. She did not intervene. This was humanity's choice, their journey, their future. But her presence reassured them, a silent promise that guidance and friendship remained among the stars. As the human fleet departed into the darkness of space, Jake whispered, "We are ready. Whatever comes, we will face it together." The universe was vast, full of wonders and dangers. Humanity had awakened, and a new chapter had begun. The alien girl had changed everything, but it was now up to humans to rise, explore, and shape their destiny. And somewhere, far beyond the stars, new mysteries stirred. Humanity's adventure was only beginning, and the call beyond had been answered. The human fleet had left Earth's orbit, venturing into the unknown expanse of space. Every ship gleamed under distant stars, equipped with technology blending human ingenuity and alien knowledge. The crew was tense but determined. They had survived alien attacks, learned and grown. Now, they were stepping into a new frontier. Jake stood on the bridge of the lead ship, staring at the star map. "We've trained, adapted, and survived. But nothing can truly prepare us for what's out there," he said. His team nodded in agreement, their faces a mix of excitement and apprehension. Sensors suddenly picked up an unknown signal. It was unlike anything human technology had detected before, patterns and energy signatures that suggested intelligence, but not hostile. The fleet slowed, cautious but curious. "Captain," one of the engineers said, "the readings are stable, but the signal is enormous. It's alive in a way." Jake's heart raced. "This is it. First contact. Everyone, stay alert but calm. We don't know what we're dealing with." The alien girl's presence resonated faintly in his mind. Observe, learn, adapt. Humanity must lead its own way now. Her guidance was subtle but reassuring. Humans had evolved. They were ready to face the unknown independently. The source of the signal became visible on the main screens, a massive structure floating silently in the void. It was neither ship nor station, but something far beyond human design, glowing with strange energy. Patterns moved across its surface, almost as if it were alive. Jake's squad and scientists analyzed the structure. "It's unlike anything we've seen," said one engineer. "Energy patterns, almost biological, but mechanical too. It's intelligent." The fleet approached cautiously. Drones were sent to scan, but the structure responded instantly, emitting a soft pulse that disabled their sensors without causing damage. It was a silent message. "We are aware. We are observing." Jake took a deep breath. "This is a first contact scenario. We proceed with caution, but we also respond respectfully. Let's see if we can communicate." They projected a series of signals, mathematical patterns, and basic language attempts. The structure responded, shifting energy flows into patterns that humans could begin to interpret. For the first time, the human crew realized they were not alone, and this intelligence was curious, observant, and aware of them. The alien girl's projection appeared in Jake's mind. "You have grown. You are ready to speak, to learn, to adapt. Trust your courage and your intelligence." Jake addressed the fleet. "We've survived impossible threats. We've learned from aliens, and we've proven ourselves. Now we speak. We observe. We adapt. Humanity's journey has truly begun." For hours, humans and the structure exchanged signals. Slowly, a rudimentary understanding formed. The structure seemed to recognize human intent, responding to caution, respect, and logic. The first seeds of communication were planted. Jake realized the magnitude of the moment. Humanity had survived invasions, adapted, and now, for the first time, reached out into the stars, not as conquerors or victims, but as explorers, learners, and potential allies. The alien girl's hum resonated softly in Jake's mind. "This is your future. You have adapted, survived, and now you begin to grow among the stars." As the fleet moved closer, the energy structure emitted a pulse that illuminated the fleet in soft, warm light. Humans felt awe, curiosity, and excitement. A new chapter had begun. Jake looked at his crew. "This is only the beginning. We've learned how to survive, how to fight, and how to work together. Now, we learn how to live among the stars, to speak, and to explore. Humanity is ready." The fleet hovered near the structure, sensors and communication arrays active. Humanity had faced its first interstellar challenge, and it had done so with courage, intelligence, and unity. The alien girl's final words echoed in Jake's mind. The universe is vast, full of wonders and dangers. You have awakened. The journey has only begun. Above the stars, the structure pulsed once more, as if acknowledging humanity's presence. A new frontier awaited. Humanity had stepped beyond survival. They were explorers now, and far beyond, other unknown civilizations stirred. Curious about this rising human species, aware that a new force had awakened in the galaxy. The human fleet hovered silently near the massive structure, its glowing energy patterns shifting like a living organism. Every sensor and camera showed something extraordinary. Machines, biology, and intelligence fused in ways humans could barely comprehend. For the first time, humanity was face to face with civilization older, stranger, and far more advanced than Earth's. Jake stood on the lead ship's bridge, studying the live feeds. "It's like nothing we've ever seen," he said. "Every pattern, every pulse, it's intelligent. It's watching us, learning from us." The alien girl's presence resonated in his mind, faint but steady. Observe, learn, adapt, but do not rush. Knowledge comes slowly. Scientists and engineers analyze the structure's energy patterns. "It's like a hive of thought," one said. "Mechanical, biological, and something else. It's communicating, but not like we do. Its language is energy itself." Jake nodded. "Then we respond with energy. Our signals must be precise, respectful, and adaptable. Let's show them humanity's intelligence and caution." The fleet's communication systems projected sequences of energy pulses. At first, the structure responded in ways humans could not interpret. Then, slowly, patterns emerged, recognizable repetitions, like syntax forming in the pulses. It was clear. The structure understood humans, and it was testing their capacity for logic and cooperation. Engineers adjusted frequencies. Soldiers helped protect the fleet from unexpected energy bursts, and Jake coordinated the human response. Humans were thinking together, combining their ingenuity, courage, and newly learned alien strategies. Hours passed and a breakthrough came. The structure shifted its energy flows into patterns that mirrored human mathematics and logic sequences. Humans had made their first connection. A rudimentary understanding had been established. Humans were no longer just observers. Jake felt the alien girl's faint hum in his mind. "You have adapted. You have learned. Now you begin to grow." Emboldened, humans sent a more complex sequence, a projection of Earth, human culture, and intentions. The structure responded, shifting energy flows into forms that suggested comprehension and curiosity. Humans realized that this entity wasn't hostile. It was inquisitive, observing, and cautious. Jake turned to his team. "We've survived alien invasions, adapted to unknown technology, and faced impossible odds. Now we are learning from something greater than any threat. Humanity is not just surviving, we are evolving." As humans interacted with the structure, small areas of it began to open like chambers or pathways, revealing interior sections filled with strange energy constructs. Drones were sent inside cautiously, transmitting live images. The interior was like a library, a repository of knowledge spanning millennia, far older than human history. Scientists gasped. This is a knowledge archive. Entire civilizations' histories, technologies, and strategies, all encoded in energy. Jake's mind raced. "We must be careful. This knowledge is invaluable, but it's also powerful. How we interact will determine the future, for us and for them." The alien girl's voice echoed softly in his mind. Humans must choose wisely. Curiosity is their greatest strength, but caution is their ally. Humans began exploring the structure's interior, documenting and analyzing. Every discovery challenged their understanding of physics, biology, and energy. Every step strengthened their confidence and ingenuity. Humans were no longer merely reacting. They were innovating, learning, and leading. Suddenly, a section of the structure pulsed brighter than before, as if responding to human curiosity. Jake realized it was direct communication, not with words, but with energy forms and thought patterns. The first true dialogue between humans and an alien intelligence had begun. The fleet watched in awe as energy streams formed shapes and flows that suggested questions, curiosity, and recognition. Humanity had proven itself capable of understanding, respecting, and interacting with a far superior intelligence. Jake whispered, "We survived threats before, but this is something different. This is knowledge, wisdom, and a new frontier. Humanity is ready to take the next step." The alien girl's hum resonated softly, a silent affirmation. Humans had adapted, evolved, and proven themselves, not through force, but through courage, intelligence, and unity. And somewhere within a glowing depth of structure, a new story was beginning. The story of humans stepping into the wider universe, learning, exploring, and becoming a rising force among the stars. The human fleet hovered around the alien structure, now fully engaged in exploration. Every sensor, every probe, and every ship was active, documenting and analyzing the energy chambers within. The structure pulsed as if alive, responding to human curiosity and intelligence. Humanity was no longer just observing. They were beginning to understand. Jake walked along the bridge of the lead ship, his eyes scanning holographic displays of the structure's interior. "This isn't just a repository of knowledge," he said. "It's a library of civilizations, their histories, technologies, even their failures. This could change everything we know about the universe." The alien girl's presence resonated faintly in his mind. "You have adapted. You have proven your courage and intelligence. Now you will learn. But knowledge comes with responsibility." Scientists analyzed energy conduits that contained vast amounts of information, mathematics, physics, biology, and strategies far beyond human capability. Engineers worked tirelessly to decode the alien energy sequences. Every breakthrough revealed technologies humans had only dreamed of: faster-than-light travel methods, energy-based weapons, shields that could withstand planetary bombardments, and even methods for long-term survival in hostile environments. "This is incredible," one scientist whispered. "We've never seen anything like this. Some of this technology, it could make us a dominant force in the galaxy." Jake's expression grew serious. "Yes, but power like this comes with risk. The structure is ancient for a reason. Civilizations rise, grow, and fall. We need to learn carefully, understand first, act wisely." Suddenly, one of the energy conduits activated fully, projecting a star map of the galaxy unlike any human had seen. Dozens of regions were marked, systems with advanced civilizations, others with hostile forces, and a few showing recent destruction. It was a warning. The universe was vast, beautiful, and dangerous. Jake's communicator beeped urgently. Scouts had detected an approaching fleet, unknown, heavily armed, and moving with precision. "They're here," Jake said. "Whatever knowledge we access, we must be ready to defend ourselves." The alien girl's voice echoed softly in his mind. "Knowledge without preparedness is danger. You must adapt, unite, and act with courage." The fleet prepared defensive formations around the structure while continuing to decode and access knowledge. Humans worked with precision, their confidence and unity growing with every success. They had survived impossible threats before, but now they were learning from the universe itself. Energy patterns from the structure shifted suddenly, as if acknowledging the approaching fleet. The structure itself seemed to act as a guide and warning system, showing humans where to focus, what was safe, and what posed danger. Humanity had become students and warriors simultaneously. Jake addressed the fleet. "We face impossible odds, alien invasions, and threats we barely understood. Now, we have knowledge to guide us, but also enemies moving against us. We must defend, learn, and prepare. The universe is vast, and we are only beginning our journey." The approaching fleet moved closer, their shapes emerging from the darkness, sleek, metallic, and ominous. Humanity could see their energy weapons charged in formations perfectly calculated. These were not random attackers. They were organized, experienced, and dangerous. Jake took a deep breath. "We've adapted before. We survived. We learned. And now we fight with knowledge and courage. Humanity will stand." The alien girl's hum resonated one last time, faint but empowering. "You have learned. You have adapted. Your courage will shape your future." As humans prepared to face the new threat, the structure's energy stream shifted, forming a glowing pathway to a central chamber. Jake realized this chamber might hold the key to understanding the galaxy, the civilizations that came before, and the future that awaited humanity. For the first time, humans felt both awe and fear. Awe at the knowledge they could access, and fear the enemies now approaching. They were no longer just defending Earth. They were becoming players in a universe-wide stage, with choices and responsibilities far beyond anything they'd faced before. The alien girl remained in the background, silent but present. Humanity had survived, adapted, and now stood at the threshold of a new era, one of exploration, knowledge, and conflict. Jake clenched his fists. We've come this far. We've learned, we've survived, and we will rise. The universe is calling. Humanity is ready to answer. The first true chapter of humanity among the stars had begun. Advanced knowledge, new threats, and the mysteries of the structure awaited. And somewhere far beyond, other civilizations were watching, waiting, and preparing for the rise of this bold, courageous species. The human fleet floated in tense formation near the alien structure. Energy shields glimmered across the ships, powered by a combination of human technology and the lessons learned from the structure. Every crew member was alert. The unknown fleet approaching from the void was unlike anything humanity had faced before. Jake stood on the bridge of the lead ship, staring at the looming silhouettes of enemy vessels. They are advanced, organized, and heavily armed, he said. But we have something they don't. Knowledge, courage, and unity. The alien girl's presence resonated faintly in his mind. Observe, adapt, act together. Your strength is not only in weapons, but in intelligence and courage. As the enemy fleet drew closer, their energy weapons began charging, glowing ominously in the darkness. Jake's squad worked quickly, deploying defensive formations, activating energy shields, and preparing drones to intercept attacks. Every human on the fleet knew the stakes. This was not just defense. This was survival and a statement of humanity's strength. Suddenly, the lead enemy vessel fired a massive energy beam toward the human fleet. Jake shouted, "Redirect the shields. Use the energy conduits we learned from the structure." Engineers worked frantically, rerouting energy, while soldiers fired coordinated attacks at the smaller enemy ships. The beam collided with redirected shields, dissipating harmlessly into space. Humanity had survived the first strike. Jake looked at his team, determination blazing in his eyes. We've faced worse odds before. Stick to the plan, coordinate every strike, and trust each other. We fight as one. The human fleet moved in perfect synchronization. Smaller ships targeted weak points in enemy vessels, while larger ships used knowledge of energy flows to destabilize enemy shields. The enemy fleet, despite its size and firepower, struggled to adapt to humanity's unpredictable strategies. In the chaos, human engineers used alien technology from the structure to overload some enemy weapon systems. Explosions lit up the dark void as enemy ships faltered. Soldiers moved with precision, anticipating attacks and striking at vulnerabilities. Humanity had turned knowledge into power. Jake's communicator beeped urgently. Scouts detected a formation moving around the flank. A surprise attack. Divert the defense drones. Focus fire on the flank. Protect the structure at all costs. Jake ordered. The human fleet responded instantly, maneuvering with agility and coordination. They had learned from past battles. Improvisation and teamwork were their greatest weapons. The alien girl's hum resonated faintly, guiding critical moments. Adapt, lead, survive. Humans responded, dodging attacks, redirecting energy beams, and hitting the enemy precisely where it hurt most. Hours passed, and the tide began to turn. The unknown fleet had underestimated humans, their courage, adaptability, and strategic intelligence. Human energy pulses, combined with alien technology, caused the enemy formation to break apart. Ships collided, energy beams misfired, and the enemy fleet was forced into retreat. Jake allowed himself a moment to breathe. We've done it, but this is only the beginning. They will return, and the universe is vast. But today, humanity has proven its strength. The alien girl's presence shimmered faintly in his mind, a silent nod of approval. You have adapted. You have survived. Humanity is rising. The human fleet regrouped around the structure. Damage was repaired quickly, shields reinforced, and energy flows stabilized. Humans had survived their first interstellar war, but they had also learned the importance of intelligence, courage, and unity on a cosmic scale. Jake addressed the fleet. This battle shows what we are capable of. Knowledge is power, courage is strength, and unity is invincible. We've survived impossible odds before, and now we have survived among the stars. But the journey is just beginning. The unknown fleet had retreated beyond sensor range, but Jake knew they would return. Other civilizations across the galaxy were now aware of humanity, and some might view them as a threat, while others might offer alliance. Humanity had entered a new era, one where survival, exploration, and diplomacy would all be tested. Above the stars, the alien girl floated silently, observing. Humans had proven themselves capable of understanding, learning, and acting with courage. The first interstellar war was over, but the lessons would resonate for generations. Jake looked to the distant stars. We've adapted. We've survived. We've fought and we've won. But the universe is calling and humanity will answer. The fleet set course toward uncharted regions of the galaxy, ready to explore, learn, and defend. Humanity had taken its first step as a rising interstellar power. Courage, intelligence, and unity would guide them into the challenges yet to come. And somewhere in the dark reaches of space, other civilizations were beginning to take notice. A new era had begun, the era of humanity among the stars. Months had passed since humanity's first interstellar battle. The human fleet had repaired, upgraded, and expanded. Earth had become a hub of interstellar diplomacy, science, and defense. Humanity had survived impossible odds, learned from alien technology, and now faced the galaxy not just as survivors, but as a rising power. Jake stood in the central command chamber aboard the lead ship, holographic star maps floating around him. Representatives from dozens of alien civilizations were present, forming the first galactic council. Some were wary, some curious, and a few openly hostile. Humanity had earned their place at the table, but trust had be earned. Humanity has proven itself. Jake addressed the council. We have survived attacks, adapted to new technologies, and fought with courage and intelligence. Now we are ready to work with you, not just as defenders of our world, but as allies and explorers among the stars. The alien girl's presence resonated faintly in his mind. Observe, learn, lead. Humanity must navigate not only battles, but diplomacy. The council chambers buzzed with discussion. Some civilizations had monitored humanity's rise and were impressed. Others saw humans as unpredictable and dangerous. Jake knew this was only the beginning. Alliances, strategies, and negotiations would be as important as any battle. Suddenly, a report flashed on the holographic map. Several unknown fleets were moving across distant sectors, showing patterns of coordination and possible aggression. The galaxy was not entirely peaceful. Humanity's survival, influence, and newly acquired knowledge would soon be tested again. Jake addressed the council. The galaxy is vast. There are civilizations we do not yet understand, and threats we have yet to face. But humanity has learned to adapt, to fight, and to unite. We offer cooperation, intelligence, and courage. Together, we can face the challenges ahead. A representative from a nearby star system spoke. Humans are brave but impulsive. How can we trust that your actions won't endanger others? Jake replied calmly, We have survived against odds greater than you can imagine. We have learned from mistakes and allies alike. Our intelligence, courage, and unity guide our actions. Humanity will act responsibly, but we will act decisively when needed. The council murmured in acknowledgement. Some were convinced, others skeptical. Jake knew trust would take time, but humanity had something other civilizations did not: resilience, adaptability, and the ability to rise against impossible odds. As negotiations continued, engineers continued decoding the alien structure's vast knowledge. Every breakthrough revealed new technologies, energy sources, and defensive methods. Humanity was learning not just to survive, but to thrive, explore, and protect itself and its allies. Jake glanced at the stars visible through the chamber's observation windows. The galaxy was beautiful, dangerous, and full of mysteries. Humanity had survived invasions, adapted to alien guidance, fought interstellar wars, and now stepped into diplomacy on a cosmic scale. The alien girl's hum echoed softly in his mind. Humanity is ready. You have survived, learned, and adapted. But the universe is vast, and challenges will continue. Courage and intelligence will guide you. Suddenly, a warning alert flashed. Sensors detected a massive fleet emerging from a dark sector, moving rapidly toward the Galactic Council. They were unlike anything seen before, larger, more organized, and with unknown technology signatures. The council fell silent. Tension filled the room. Jake clenched his fists. This is why we must unite. The galaxy is vast, but together we are stronger. Humanity will defend itself, its allies, and the future. We have learned courage, intelligence, and unity. Now we put it into action. The alien girl's presence shimmered faintly, a reminder that humans had grown far beyond passive observers. They had become leaders, strategists, and warriors capable of shaping their destiny among the stars. Jake addressed the council once more. We face unknown threats, but we have survived, adapted, and learned. Humanity stands ready, not just to fight, but to lead, explore, and protect. The future is uncertain, but together we can meet it. The council chamber fell into tense silence. For the first time, every civilization present realized that humanity was no longer just a fledgling species. They were a rising interstellar force, capable of courage, intelligence, and unity on a galactic scale. Jake looked to the stars again. The unknown fleet was approaching. Challenges awaited. But humanity had survived, adapted, and evolved. The future of Earth, and now the galaxy, was in their hands. The alien girl's final message resonated softly in his mind. The journey has only begun. You have awakened, led, explore, and rise. And so humanity prepared for the next chapter, a story of courage, intelligence, diplomacy, and unity that would span galaxies, shape destinies, and define a new era among the stars.